welcome back to the Cool Fears channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And welcome to episode 61 of Coffee and Toys, guys. I have returned from my trip, so it is time to get back to doing the podcast for you guys. As always, we will go over some channel updates. We will go over this week's toy haul, and of course, this week's toy news. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? And while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and hit that bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. If you do enjoy this video or any other videos that I put out, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. With all of that being said, guys, once again, welcome to episode 61 of Coffee and Toys, guys. The last episode, we didn't have too much of a toy haul. That is completely different for this episode. But before we get started, guys, I do want to shout out and thank the sponsor of this channel, Entertainment Earth. Check out my affiliate link down in the description below to get yourself some cool new action figures and help support the channel. With that being said, guys, I am back, and man, does it feel good to be back in the studio talking with you guys. The trip went absolutely phenomenal. I will keep you guys updated and posted on more news as it comes and whatnot, because unfortunately, should everything work out for me, I will be, in a better position in life. However, I may have to put a pause on the channel just because a lot of things are going to be changing in my life. I'll be moving very far distance, and I may not have all my equipment for a while. And on top of that, I will be very, very busy with the training for this change in my life. And then on top of that, depending on where they send me, it may be a place where I don't necessarily have my own place. I will have my own room and stuff, but it won't be my own place to store a bunch of stuff. And it will also be a little difficult to get toys and collectibles where I'm going if they send me there. But like I said, I will keep you guys updated. When I know, you guys will know. But until then, we're going to keep the train rolling. We're going to keep the channel going. We're going to keep the podcast going, the reviews coming, the toy photography going. And so, yeah, guys, with that being said, I just want to say, unfortunately, I was not able to bring back Coffee and Toys Live for this week for a number of reasons. I had gotten back from my trip a little later than anticipated, and it kind of just threw a whole wrench in my week, and it's been me basically trying to play catch up with sleep and work and reviews and everything, essentially. But also because Austin Nicholas was a little busy this week himself, so it just worked out better for us to do it next week. So Coffee and Toys Live will return next Thursday, January 26th, which is, oddly enough, 3 months or about 4 months before I turn 26. So, man, your boy's getting old, but he's still collecting figures. But anyways, guys, yeah, that's pretty much all in terms of channel updates. Like I said, I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on. It's still going to be a process for myself. I'm still here for the next 6 months at least, so do not worry. It's not going to change overnight and right away. Like I said, I'll keep you guys updated on that. But until then, guys, like I said, we're going to keep it going, and that includes with the podcast. So with that being said, why don't we get into this week's toy haul? Because, man, we have plenty to talk about. So why don't we go ahead and start off with this guy right here. I went ahead and picked him up while I was on vacation, or vacation / business trip, because I always like to bring home something for my trips. It just makes me feel a little better. Gives me a little something to do when I'm out there or wherever I'm at. And even though where I was at there's plenty to do, I still had a feeling like I wanted to bring something back. And so I went ahead and picked up the brand new NECA Toys Predator Stone Heart figure. This guy is a behemoth. I mean, just look at him standing next to a 1/6 scale figure. I mean, he's almost as tall as a 1/6 scale figure, and he's only a 1/12 scale figure. So he is definitely a giant mega fig. Or I don't think I can call him a mega fig because I think McFarlane Toys has the rights to that. But you guys know me. I absolutely love giant pieces of plastic. And this guy was no exception. When I saw him, I had so many ideas on what I can do for toy photography with them. Put him up against Master Chief. Put him up against Doc Nock, Gomez, the Black Skulls. Batman, so many different possibilities with this guy. You know me, I'm not the biggest Predator fan besides the original movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I've never really followed the lore and the comics and internet series and whatever else is out there. I've seen the other movies and stuff, but I just haven't really followed the lore too closely in terms of like comics and all that. And apparently that's where this guy comes from, is the comic series. But like I said, he is just a behemoth of a figure. Absolutely awesome. I can see so much potential in terms of toy photography with him that I had to go ahead and pick this guy up. So yeah, as you guys can see, he is just a massive, massive figure. Beautifully sculpted. NECA did a phenomenal job with this guy. Next up, why don't we go ahead and talk about something that actually, well, I mean, a lot of stuff came in the mail while I was gone, but we'll go ahead and talk about something that was a previous pre-order and something that I have been anticipating for a very, very long time, and that is the Felix Toys Heath Ledger Dark Knight Joker. This is a third-party Heath Ledger Joker, but it is done absolutely phenomenally. It comes with so many great accessories, so many accessories in general, just so many. I cannot wait to do my review on him, which should be coming out this coming week. I'm also super excited to shoot him and obviously get some Batman and Joker pics with this guy. And that is not the only time we will be talking about Heath Ledger's Joker in this episode, but stay tuned, that will be coming very shortly. Next to him, we do, of course, have some new 1/6 scale figures. One of them being the Hot Toys Arkham Knight Batman and the Visual or Virtual Toys Black Mask from Arkham Origins. Of course, as soon as I got back, I had to get in trouble and go on OfferUp and see what was up and see if there was anything new. And unfortunately, befortunately, I found these two guys. And the reason I say that is because the price that I got them for was kind of the price that I was looking to get only one Batman figure. And on top of that, if I were to actually buy this Batman figure, let's say on eBay or somewhere like that, I would have basically paid the same. And so two for the price of one, essentially, and one that I've been really wanting, because I was actually looking at the original Arkham Asylum Batman to add to my Arkham shelf. However, this is the one that I've wanted. This is the one that I've been looking at. However, like I said, online, secondary market, he's going for about $500 to $800. So when I was able to find him for the deal that I found him for, it was a no-brainer. I had to pick him up. It was way below the price that you would find anywhere else. Now, he does come used, so that's one of the reasons. And the other reason being is that apparently the guy that I got him from had got it from someone else, and they had included a custom Bruce Wayne head sculpt with this guy. However, the neck peg for that head sculpt and this head sculpt are not 100% compatible. I would say more like 70%, and that is because the neck joint is really loose. However, as you can see, he still holds a really good head position. It doesn't tilt forward, it doesn't tilt to the sides and stuff. And so yeah, I'm pretty happy with him, especially for the price that I paid for him. I mean, combined, I paid $450 for the two of these guys, which is absolutely astonishing, But yeah, super happy and excited to add him to my line and finally have a Batman for my Arkham shelf, which I can officially start now. I've slowly been building into it. I have Batgirl, I have Batman Beyond Batman, and I was just really waiting for a actual Arkham Batman figure to add to my collection to start building the shelf out. So unfortunately, my Beast Kingdom shelf right here will be moving down to the bottom cube on my bottom right side, bottom left side for you guys, in order to make space for my Batman Arkham shelf, because up here is going to be my Batman movie line, down below it is going to be my Batman comic line, and then right below that will be my Arkham shelf right there. So super excited to finally be able to build that shelf out. And obviously, like I said, I got these two guys together because the same guy was also selling Black Mask from Arkham Origins, and I honestly had never seen that figure before in my life, so I was very hesitant to pass up on it when I saw it, because like I said, I'm building out my Arkham shelf and it's gonna be a while before I add Joker and Harley to that shelf. And obviously Mr. Freeze should be coming out sometime soon, I believe. from Hot Toys, but that's also going to be a while. But like I said, I had to add a villain as well, and Black Mask, he's part of the Origins and not the Knight. Even though my Batman Beyond, my Batgirl, and my Batman are all from Knight, he still is in the Arkham series. And so, yeah, technically, if you kind of want to get nitty picky, you can even claim him to be Joker in disguise, since that's pretty much what happens for the majority of the game. But I am going to be using him as a Black Mask, and I will be picking up a Joker figure eventually down the line. He's just very hard to come by, and when you do come by him, quite pricey. He's pretty much the same price of these two figures combined and stuff. So that's what I'm saying. I could not pass up on this deal for the life of me. And finally adding a Batman to my Arkham shelf. And on top of that, a Batman that I've been wanting. This one is just a behemoth. I absolutely love the Arkham costume. Now the game obviously could have been way better, but we're not talking about the game. We're talking about the costume design. And out of all the Arkham games, this costume was my absolute favorite. Not that the other ones were bad. I still love the Arkham Origins suit, and I still love the original Arkham Asylum suit, which I may eventually pick up if I can find a decent deal for him. But this guy, I just absolutely love that armor, and so I'm happy and glad that I was able to add him to the collection. So with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and turn our attention to this side of the table, because we have still quite a lot to get through, so bear with me, guys. So like I said at the beginning of the show, thank you and shout out to the sponsor of this channel, Entertainment Earth. Once again, my affiliate link is down in the description below if you guys want to pick up some cool toys and help support the channel, because they also hooked it up with some new figures, two in particular. The first one being the NECA Toys Last of Us Part 2 Joel and Ellie 2-pack. Just in time for the brand new HBO series. No, I have not watched it yet because it dropped while I was on my trip. And well, when you're in Maui, guys, you don't really want to waste time watching TV. You're pretty busy out on the beach and whatnot, right? So I have yet to watch it. I actually downloaded it to watch on my flight home. I ended up knocking out for the whole flight, so I haven't seen it quite yet. I may actually watch it tonight, but we'll see if I even get around to it. So super excited and happy that they were able to send me this set over. The review and the photos for them will be coming up this following week as well. And I'm glad I waited on him, because I had found him in stores about 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks ago. And I really wanted to buy them, but the price point for me was just a little too high. So shout out and thank you so much to Entertainment Earth for sending me over these guys. Super excited to shoot these guys. The Last of Us is my absolute favorite game, right up there with Uncharted. But before we get to there, we'll get to there. Just wait, because we also got the Loyal Subject Shredder figure from Entertainment Earth. So shout out to them. And I was just as surprised to find out that they actually still do their Entertainment Earth catalog. And man, oh man, does this bring back memories. But I'm just super surprised, because it's like, well, I mean, with the internet and everything, you wouldn't think that they would still be publishing these, magazines, because everything's gone digital and everything. But it's kind of like walking into a sex shop and realizing they still sell magazines and DVDs when all you have to do is hop on the internet, But it's still fun and awesome to see one of these things, because I have fond memories of going through these when I was a kid, buying stuff with them. In fact, my first ever pre-order as a living person for a toy came from an Entertainment Earth catalog. It was some Star Wars Bounty Hunters, Clone Troopers, and Commandos. I can still remember it to this day, begging my mom to pre-order it for me, because I didn't even know what a pre-order was at the time, and I didn't have a credit card at the time, obviously being a kid, and you had to literally call them and order it on the phone. Like, I don't even think they had a website. They probably had a website, but they had a call-in option as well. And so, yeah, I just very vividly remember that, and waiting and so patiently waiting for that box set, which finally came in. It was an Entertainment Earth exclusive. So, yeah, the only way you were able to get it was through ordering it through their catalog. And I still have those figures to this day. They're still some of my favorite figures that I have in my 3 3/4 Star Wars collection. And yeah, once again, shout out to Entertainment Earth, sponsor of the channel. Once again, check out my affiliate link down in the description below to pick up some cool figures as well as support the channel. So with that being said, guys, I also want to shout out and thank friend of the channel, Diamond Select, and especially their marketing manager, Zach O, for sending over, honestly, I can't even think of a better word, but a fuck ton of product for me to shoot and review for you guys. Like I said, right up there with The Last of Us is my favorite video game, Uncharted, and that's the series in general. And so shout out to Diamond Select for sending me over the brand new Tom Holland Uncharted movie figure for me to shoot and review for you guys. Super excited about that, but that is not all. Like I said, they sent me a fuck ton of product, and I couldn't be more thankful and grateful for you guys sending me over this amazing stuff. So thank you once again to Diamond Select and their marketing manager, Zach O, because they also sent over this Marvel Select Venom figure, which I am super excited to crack open and check out. But why don't we go ahead and take a look at all the other stuff that they did send over. So much stuff so that I'm going to have to put it on the table and promptly remove it because it's so much. So first up, we also have the Marvel Select Loki. Super awesome right here. This is the MCU Loki, so super awesome to have that. I'm going to go ahead and put this down. We do also have his brother, of course. However, this is the comic version of Thor, and it even comes with that amazing base on the bottom. So I'm super excited to crack open this guy. Another larger than life figure, and you know how I feel about large figures. I mean, just check this guy out right here. They did also send over the comic book style Sandman Marvel Select figures. Super excited to check this guy out as well. Marvel Select always impresses me with their accessories, their bases, their attention to detail. So I'm super excited to crack those open. Changing up franchises for just a little bit, they did also send over John Wick. Super excited to break into these guys. Now, I do have to admit, I actually have a few of these figures and I have reviews and picks up. However, they were done back when I first started the channel, and so I will definitely be re-reviewing, re-photographing them, and re-taking a look at them, and I guess in a sense remastering and upgrading the reviews that I've already done. But going back to the MCU, we have Scarlet Witch from WandaVision. Such an amazing figure and likeness to Emily Olsen. This one is one that I'm super excited to really look at. Like I said, the likeness to Emily Olsen is just absolutely phenomenal in this figure. So super awesome to see that. We do also get a comic Thanos figure right here with Lady Death herself. So another phenomenal larger than life figure that I am super excited to crack open and add to my collection, namely my big boy side of the collection. I have a whole section on my display in my collection that is dedicated to just larger mega figs in a sense. That's the best way I can describe them, even though since technically McFarlane has the rights to call their figures mega figs and I don't think anybody else does, well, I consider it my mega fig shelf because all the figures there are excessively large. You know what I mean? They're 1/12 scale figures, but they're like this guy, you know, in comparison to an actual 1/12 scale figure right here. And Heath Ledger wasn't no slump. You know, he was a good, I think, almost 6 feet if he wasn't already 6 feet. So in comparison, you can tell they're quite large, and so I have a whole shelf dedicated to figures like that. So I'm super excited to be adding those to the collection. They did also send over another John Wick figure. Now this one I never owned and I did want to buy eventually, so I'm super excited and happy that they sent this guy over. I cannot wait to review this guy. They did also send over the Crow Deluxe box set right here. This is fucking awesome, guys. This looks so cool. It is a 1 of 5,000 piece, so thank you so much. It was a San Diego Comic-Con 2021 exclusive, so super awesome. Thank you so much to Diamond Select for sending that over as well. I have two more, guys, two more to show you, but they are far out of reach, so give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and put some stuff back, grab them for you, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so the final two products that Diamond Select did send over my way are two more John Wick figures. This one right here, the basic deluxe action figure, which basically gets his look from the first movie. And of course, this one's awesome, guys. The deluxe action figure John Wick box set, which comes with a shit ton of accessories, guys. This thing is massive, chunky, absolutely phenomenal. Once again, I did already purchase it, but it's always great to relook at things and redo reviews and pictures when you do progress in your craft, you know. So I'm super excited to take a look at all those phenomenal figures that they did send over. So once again, thank you and shout out to friend of the channel, Diamond Select, and especially their marketing manager, Zach Oat, for sending over all this amazing product for me to shoot and review for you guys. So I will definitely be busy for the next coming weeks shooting and reviewing not only the product that was sent over to me, but also product that I've purchased myself. I haven't even done my quarter scale Ninja Turtle reviews and stuff like that, so I've got so much great content coming for you guys in 2023. I couldn't be more excited. And yeah, that basically wraps it up for this week's toy haul. I mean, anything more and we'd be here for about an hour just talking about the toy haul, right guys? So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and talk about this week's toy news, starting off with my favorite toy company, Mezco Toys. So a few weeks back, they did announce their pre-orders for their new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 4-pack, which should be coming out in October to December of 2023. However, we all know Mezco. Just put the date out of your mind, just put the pre-order in and forget about it, because pre-orders are actually closing January 26th, guys. So Mezco Toys made the announcement that January 26th will be the final day to pre-order it. It is a $40 non-refundable deposit. Once again, the whole entire box set is $400, which really isn't a lot from Mezco when you break it down to 4 individual figures. I would say they're actually charging about maybe 85 to 90 a piece, and the remaining money that you're paying for is for the massive amount of accessories that they are including with this box set, because you get soft goods, you get multiple weapons, you get multiple head sculpts, multiple hand options, and I'm sure it's going to come in a nice shiny tin as well. So in my opinion, this is a great value for what you are going to be getting. But if it's not to your liking, not to your style, then it's an easy pass, you know, because these aren't really any kind of centric turtles. You know, that's Mezco's take on the turtles. It's a combination of Mirage and the 1980s/1990s turtles just smashed together and combined. And for me personally, I cannot wait to get them in hand, and those will definitely be my definitive turtles once I do get them in hand, especially for toy photography, because they just look absolutely phenomenal. And kind of like with Rumble Society, I like how they don't really fit into any kind of TMNT franchise in terms of like storylines and all that, and you can really put them anywhere and fit them in anywhere, especially amongst the Mezco figures. So yeah, next up from Mezco Toys, they did announce their latest Static 6 statue, the one, the only Doc Knock, guys. This thing looks absolutely phenomenal. We can pre-order it now, and I believe it's supposed to arrive around the same time as that turtle box set, October to December 2023. And for the size and detail of this guy and what we get, not a bad price at $255 in my opinion. You know, when you look at like sideshow statues and all that, when you pay $255, you definitely don't get this size and this amount of detail and this amount of like change out options. You may for smaller ones and whatnot, but this guy looks sizable, and for $255, you know my ass pre-ordered it. Once again, it is a $40, I believe, non-refundable deposit, so you don't have to pay anything until it is released, but you know, you do have to put down the deposit. So with this statue, we will get enhanced armor detailing. So they took the Mezco 1/12 Rumble Society Doc Knock and upgraded the shit out of the detail in his armor and his uniform, guys. There's so much more to look at in his outfit that it completely blows my mind. Like his little wrench tool weapon, it actually has its own holster on him now, which is absolutely phenomenon. The little pulse thing that he has, amazing. And you do also get the Tommy gun and the ferryman because they are affixed to two interchangeable right arms. Now the ferryman is also a separate piece in the holster that you can remove, because I was thinking like, well, if it's affixed to the hands, he has one in his holster. When you put the ferryman hand in, are you able to take it out? And yes, when you look at the alternate pictures with the ferryman arm in, it is not in the holster. So it is a removable piece as well. And like I said, we do also get the Tommy gun. He does also come with a separate interchangeable left arm, which is holding the severed head of the Infernal Beast. Who is the Infernal Beast? Well, if you've seen the stop motion commercial for the original Doc Knock, he is the beast that he essentially saves the girl from in that little stop motion film. Will we ever see him in the 1/12 Collective line? I'm sure we will. I mean, he's pretty much has the body of King Kong, which pretty much has the same body as Mosquatch. So I'm sure eventually down the line we'll get an Infernal Beast to go up against our 1/12 Collective Doc Knock. Now this Doc Knock also does come with a separate alternate head sculpt, one serious one and one with his mouth open and him kind of laughing. And he does also come with a removable, posable soft goods cape, so you can go ahead and leave the cape on him or you can take it off, but in my opinion Doc Knock looks the best with a cape. So that is it in terms of Mezco toy news, but a lot of great stuff just in those two things. With that being said, let's go ahead and move on to some hot toy news. Like I said, in 2023, guys, since I did recently get into 1/6 scale figures, I will be bringing you guys 1/6 scale news when it does appeal to me and stuff. So this week, it definitely appealed to me, because this week, guys, Hot Toys announced and revealed their Bane from the Dark Knight Series 2.0 coming soon, guys. This guy looks absolutely phenomenal. And was there any real question when they redid the Batman from the Dark Knight series and gave it to us? And they also redid the Batman Begins version of the suit and gave it to us recently as well. Was there any question when they did that we were going to be getting upgraded 2.0 versions of his villains as well? Because if that wasn't clear with those two guys, with this reveal, it definitely is. And I'm not just saying that because we're getting a Bane. In the caption below, it specifically says that they are revisiting characters they have already done in the line to upgrade them and bring 2.0 versions to our displays. So you know what that means, guys. Like I said, this was not the only time we were going to be talking about Heath Ledger's Joker in this episode, because of course I cannot bring this topic up without saying we should be getting a Heath Ledger 2.0 Dark Knight Joker. I cannot be more excited because the old one does look amazing. It does look great. However, the in-art one that was just released does blow that one out of the water by 1.5 miles. It's been a costly figure to pick up, and with it being as old as it is starting to come undone in certain aspects and points. So I'm really hoping that with this announcement, Hot Toys is going to be giving us not only the basic, purple suited Heath Ledger Joker, but of course bank robber Joker. So super excited about that. But even more so, that does also mean we have the potential to see an updated Scarecrow as well as a Two-Face from the series. So that news alone just excites me so fucking much, guys. I'm going to have to start my own Dark Knight series shelf in my collection at that point. But that is not the only Batman news to come out of Hot Toys this week, because sticking with the Arkham theme as well, they did announce that the Batman XE suit will be coming out very shortly, because they did release official blogger photos of the figure itself. And usually when that happens, it means the figure is right around the corner from release. So yeah, super excited about that. One other DC announcement that they did make is that they're finally releasing a 1984 Wonder Woman with a seamless body. Now I do believe it is coming with sculpted hair. It does also come with her chrome armor. So a great figure also, and one that you should definitely pick up if you want Zack Snyder's Justice League on your display, because it doesn't seem like Gal Gadot's going to be returning for Wonder Woman, so this may be her final Hot Toy figure as Wonder Woman. The last announcement that Hot Toys did make this week was an MCU one, and that is Cap Falcon. So yes, if you are a fan of the MCU, you can go ahead and add this guy to your collection. I am a fan of the MCU. I, however, do not have any MCU Hot Toy 1/6 scale figures, and I intend to keep it that way. I have Spider-Man, as you can see right over my shoulder. I have the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, which is the Spider-Man I grew up with. I have a comic version of Spider-Man, which is another one that I grew up with in a sense. I just don't need any MCU figures. Just like I don't collect Marvel Legends, it's just not something that I want to get into. It's another line to get into. A lot of characters in that line, definitely, with the 10 plus years of movies that we've gone. Now I will say the only MCU figure that I would ever think of picking up in 1/6 scale would be Charlie Cox's Daredevil, because I mean, why the fuck wouldn't I? It's just a phenomenal Daredevil costume. It's a phenomenal Daredevil character, movie, or series. And so yeah, that's the only real MCU figure that I can see myself potentially picking up if I can find him for a good deal, because once again, he's one of those costly figures that came out a while back. So sticking with the 1/6 news, let's go ahead and talk about InArt. Like I said, they just recently released their Heath Ledger Joker, which if you haven't seen it, check out Justin's collection for the review. It is just chef's kiss, a beautiful, phenomenal figure. Literally looks like you have Heath Ledger on your shelf. So yeah, just absolutely phenomenal. And they've done it again with one of the most lifelike head sculpts that I have ever seen on any 1/6 scale figure, and that is the Lord of the Rings Aragorn figure. This thing looks absolutely phenomenal. It looks exactly like the actor that portrayed him in the movie. Like I said, I don't think I've ever seen a more lifelike head sculpt than this one itself, and it does even have a rooted hair version, and that just brings it that much more to life, in my opinion. Now I will not be getting this guy. It is just a phenomenal figure that I did want to highlight and show you guys if you hadn't seen it. Like I said, it literally looks like the actor. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. It's like perfection in terms of likeness to the actor. So it's just a phenomenal figure I wanted to show you guys. And if you are a Lord of the Rings fan and you are a 1/6 scale collector, this is definitely one you would want to add to the collection. Just like you would kind of want to add the 1/6 scale Heath Ledger Joker from InArt to the collection if you're a Batman fan. So we'll see if we get to there, because I would definitely love to. It's just a very pricey figure because it does come in a 2-pack as well. So with that being said, we are done with 1/6 scale news. Let's go ahead and dial it back down to 1/12 scale, because we are going to talk some McFarlane Toys news. They did announce and release pre-orders for their new Arkham series Riddler figure. You can go ahead and pre-order him down in the description below through my Entertainment Earth affiliate link, and once again, get him and also help support the channel. But yeah, guys, this was teased back a few weeks ago, possibly maybe even last year, when the Arkham City line was released. And now we do have full photos and also pre-order available for this guy. Now, I have completely stepped back and dialed myself out of the McFarlane Toys line. However, there are still a few figures that I would like to pick up, like Scarecrow, Penguin, and this Riddler. Mainly the villains. We have plenty of Batman. I have plenty of McFarlane Batman figures that I just more want the villains at this point. And that's why I just mainly pick up the Mega Figs and whatnot. There's more McFarlane pre-orders that were announced and stuff, but they were stuff that we've already seen and known about and stuff, so I don't want to waste too much time on those, since we wasted a lot of time on the toy haul and whatnot, and we do have quite a bit of news to get through. But yeah, so he did solicit pre-orders for that this week. Next up, we did also get a sneak peek look at what his McFarlane Toy Dark Knight series Batman will look like, and it actually looks pretty decent, guys, and I think that has to do more with the fact that the suit itself isn't a fabric suit. It's more of an armored suit, and that kind of plays and lends better to plastic than, say, a soft goods suit would, in terms of like a softer plastic on it. The harder plastic just makes it look that much better. And obviously, if you were to replace the cape that he comes with, the hard plastic shell cape, with a soft goods wired cape, that figure can be a pretty phenomenal figure, just like the Batman figure was. Now, please do be aware that in 2023, he has finally raised his prices. Yes, Uncle Todd has given in to inflation and has unfortunately raised his prices to, I believe, $22.99 or $23.99. I can't remember exactly, but I actually knew about this and warned you guys about this previously in previous episodes last year when I found out through Nerdzoic, because he has his own online toy store and he knows this stuff, and he had already mentioned to his followers and his subscribers that in 2023 McFarlane toys would go up in price, and I passed that information along to you guys, and here we are in 2023 with it coming to fruition. So yeah, guys, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more for your McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures. However, I will say that he is finally including a little bit more, so it's kind of, you get that bang for your buck. With these new McFarlane Toys figures, you're getting actual accessories, actual alternate hands. So he's been listening and stuff. If only we can get alternate heads now. But that'll come later on down the line when he's charging $24.99 for the figures themselves without a Build-A-Figure piece. Now, I don't know if the Build-A-Figure figures are going to be still at that $24 price point, or if they are also going to jump $2 to $3 to $26 to $27. That is yet to be seen. But for standard releases, they are now officially $22 or $23.99. So please be aware of that. Next up, let's go ahead and talk some NECA Toys news, because they did announce a third Dracula figure. It was kind of in Toy Shiz's description that this figure is an updated black and white Dracula one that is more compatible with accessories from the previous monsters. I really don't know. NECA's up to NECA things at this point. And something I found really interesting was that I went on their website, the NECA store website, and it is completely empty. You cannot buy anything. You cannot see anything. It is 100% empty, which is pretty odd for a toy website. But, like I said, NECA's gonna NECA. But they did also make the announcement that their life-size Chucky and Tiffany dolls will finally be coming out. I think it was Batman 89 and then the life-size Chucky and Tiffany from NECA that were neck and neck on people waiting for them to be released. And well, NECA beat Mezco, unfortunately. But like I said in my previous Coffee and Toys episode, you may be happier to wait for the Batman 89 than you would be thinking, because Beast Kingdom did recently release their Batman 89, and like I said in the previous episode, it is just not the greatest figure. It is a phenomenal looking figure, but in terms of articulation, movement, and the suit itself, it is not a great figure. He can barely move his arms, he can barely move his legs, and when you do move his legs, the costume starts to fall apart. Now, I did already get a replacement in, and so that's all taken care of. I have yet to open that one up yet, so I don't know what the situation is with the costume on that one, but we will find out quite soon. So yeah, that's pretty much it for NECA news. Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit of Jada Toys. We don't really touch upon Jada, but they recently made an announcement that really caught my eye, and that is their new Nanoverse Jurassic Park Nano set. So they will be giving you the gates with the little trail entry, and of course the Explorer and the Jeep. I am super excited for this because I am a huge Jurassic Park fan. I mean, I actually didn't even think about it when I poured my coffee into this cup today. But yeah, I am a huge Jurassic Park fan, and so the fact that they're giving us that whole little opening scene is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Jurassic Park is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time, right there next to Back to the Future, Temple of Doom, Episode 3, and of course, The Dark Knight. So of course, I will be picking this up when it is released. With that being said, let's go ahead and move on to some Power Rangers Lightning Collection news, because now that I'm out, of course, they start putting figures in the line that I've been wanting and waiting for. So my two, well, I should say two, but really its three all-time favorite Ranger teams are Time Force, Ninja Storm, and Dino Thunder. Now, we've yet to see anything from Ninja Storm, unfortunately, because I have fond memories of watching that one. That's probably the one that I have the most fond memories watching and enjoying the most. Although Time Force I really did enjoy as well, and also Dino Thunder. But something about Ninja Storm I just really loved about it. I think it was like them being, really teenagers and being into extreme sports, and me being that age when I was kind of like into that stuff and whatnot. And so I think that's really what it was. I connected with it a little bit more. But they finally added the Blue Ranger to the Time Force line or team, and I'm out. But if I see it on clearance, I may pick them up to add them to my collection, even though I'm already thinking of selling my collection. It's a whole mess of things. You guys know how it goes. But aside from adding to the Time Force team, they are finally adding to the Dino Thunder team as well. We aren't missing too many from that team. We're mainly missing two Rangers, the Yellow Ranger, and now we are no longer missing the Black Ranger. So unfortunately, the timing is a little off with this release, seeing as we recently lost the actor who played and portrayed Tommy for so many years. And that was something that really caught my attention in the Dino Thunder series, was when they brought Tommy back, because like I have always stated, green is my favorite color. So obviously Green Ranger is pretty much always my favorite Ranger, especially in the Mighty Morphin series. And so seeing Tommy come back, it was such a great thing to see. A legend come back to the series, not just for one episode, but to play a major role in it. So like I said, unfortunately with the passing of him, he will not see the release of this figure, but we can always honor him and, support him with this figure and purchasing this figure. But that is not the only Dino Thunder figure that we will be getting, because we will also be getting the big bad from the series, Mesogog. This guy is like a combination of human and dinosaur, and it's just a great villain from the series and a great monster figure to have to go up against different characters, different franchises as well. So like I said, I may be picking these two up to add to the collection, if I can find them for a decent price. Next up, they did also announce that they will be releasing the Lost Galaxy Pink Ranger, who I believe this is the one that ended up dying, like being like the first real Ranger to die in the series, because unfortunately the actress did have cancer. They did bring her back after she recovered from her cancer. Correct me in the comments below if I'm mistaken, if I'm thinking of another Pink Ranger, but I believe it was this Pink Ranger. Like I said, that was officially the first Ranger to die in the series on screen, because of her unfortunate condition. But like I said, I think she did end up beating cancer, and they did go ahead and bring her back once that happened. So next up, they are also releasing Dino Fury Blue. I've heard of the series, I've just never watched it, but yeah, he's coming out. And of course, they are double dipping or triple dipping or quadruple dipping into the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger line, with the 30th anniversary being this year, because they are remastering the original Mighty Morphin figures. So the first two coming up are, of course, Yellow and Blue Ranger. So they come with upgraded pinless bodies, as well as some new lightning accessories to surround them with and whatnot. So if you haven't purchased them yet, it's a great time to get into them. If you have already purchased them, it's a great time to be able to pass on them. Unfortunately, unless you're a huge fan, then you're probably going to get sucked into this quadruple release of them, but at least you're getting some cool new accessories and also pinless bodies. The last thing that they did announce was they do have a new Tango Warriors 2-pack coming out as well. Now, if only they can give us another putty 2-pack release, that would be even better. But with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and move on into the final bit of news. Once again, thank you so much to Zach Oat, Diamond Select's marketing manager, for sending over all the pictures and information for this next section, because we are going to be talking some Diamond Select news. They did announce that their Cobra Kai Deluxe Series 2 figures will be releasing very soon, so look out for those coming soon. We will also be getting Series 5 of the Lord of the Rings Diamond Select figures, so once again, be looking out for those coming soon. Their pre-orders are open now. Moving on to gallery statues, guys, we will be getting a comic style MODOK gallery statue very soon. This thing looks absolutely phenomenal. I always sing the praises of their gallery statues, especially for their price point. You get some phenomenal detailing and stuff in these things. But they aren't just doing gallery statues of comics anymore. Oh, I guess this is technically comics, cartoon type thing, but they are also releasing a Rick and Morty gallery statue. This thing looks like a lot of fun. It's Rick, it's Morty, they're in trouble. What more can you ask for from a gallery statue for Rick and Morty? Next up, let's go ahead and talk about their more premium statues, because they are releasing a 1/2 scale Prophet Director Destro bust. This thing looks phenomenal. The gold looks absolutely stunning. So yeah, take a look at that and pick them up if you want. They are also releasing a Brown Wolverine 1/7 scale mini bust. This thing looks absolutely phenomenal as well. Their statues from their gallery to their premium, they're all very well done. And so yeah, if you're a Wolverine fan, definitely look to pick this up. If you are a Spider-Man the Animated Series fan and you've been collecting their mini busts, there's one more to add to that collection, because they did announce that the Venom mini bust will be coming soon. This thing looks absolutely phenomenal. Brings so many memories back to when I was watching that show as a kid, and even as a young adult and teenager, because once it was on Disney Plus, you know, my ass was rewatching that shit again and again. It's right up there with Batman the Animated Series, in my opinion. Next up, we are getting a 3D comic Moon Knight 1/2 scale bust as well. This thing looks really fucking cool. And if you're a Moon Knight fan, if you're a comic book Moon Knight fan, this is definitely one to look at. We will also be getting a 1/6 scale Savage Opress mini bust. They are continuing their line in the Clone Wars with this mini bust, and it's actually pretty interesting because it's a main character, but not one that I would ever think they would do a mini bust for, especially considering that we haven't even gotten a Black Series figure for it. But he's still a really cool character nonetheless, so it's really cool to see him get some representation in some form of collectible. So yeah, super awesome to see that. We are also getting a 000 Jumbo 12-inch figure, guys. So if you're a fan of droids in the Star Wars universe, you're a fan of this guy, definitely look to pick this guy up. The final bit of news from Diamond Select is the newest addition to their Mini-Mates line. So they recently released their TMNT 4-pack Mini-Mates, but now they are releasing the TMNT Blimp Deluxe Mini-Mate set. So yeah, guys, look to add that to your Mini-Mate collection coming soon. Once again, thank you so much to Diamond Select, especially their marketing manager, Zach Oat, for not only providing the information and the photos for this section of the news, but also sending over all this amazing, great product for me to shoot and review for you guys. With that being said, that essentially wraps it up for this week's toy news. I have so much stuff on my desk, I'm knocking into everything. As long as I'm knocking into the mic and not the figures, it's all good, right, guys? So yeah, with that being said, guys, once again, it feels great to be back. I'll keep you guys updated on any changes to come. You have me for at least the next 6 months, and then after that, we'll see where things go in my life. But super excited to be, doing these reviews for you guys as well. So yeah, guys, with that being said, Coffee and Toys, once again, will be returning this coming week on 1/26. That's also the closing pre-order date for the Mezco TMNT 4-pack. Keep that in mind. And of course, thank you and shout out to the channel sponsor, Entertainment Earth, for sending me over some amazing product for me to shoot and review for you guys as well. Once again, check out my affiliate link down in the description below if you guys want to pick up some cool figures, as well as help support the channel. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for checking out another episode of Coffee and Toys. I really do appreciate it. It means the world to me, and I cannot wait for next week's episode. With that being said, guys, I've been your host, Jess the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at Cool Figures. And I do also have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by Cool Figures. Check it out. If you like what you see, leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys like unboxings, check me out over on TikTok at Cool Figures. That's where I post all of my unboxings. And check me out every Sunday for Coffee and Toys, a weekly Toy News Toy Talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, weekly toy haul, and so much more. And join me every Wednesday over on Instagram for Coffee and Toys Live, where I will speak to a new guest every week about toys, toy hunting, toy photography, and so much more. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really do appreciate it.